Okay, welcome back. Here is Pong Part 2. Now you see I've just changed my game screen. I've added some dots down the middle, and that is just aesthetics to make it look more pretty. And I've created a new sprite. The sprite is called Score, and I've created a whole series of costumes which I've numbered. For 0, 0, I'll call it 0. For 0, 1, I'll call it 1, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm just moving them around, so the 0, 0 is at the top, and we're going to slowly make duplicates and go through the process of making a whole lot of numbers. This is, for me, it's interesting, I like it. You can choose what you want to do, whether you want to use a score variable and get them to add on every time you go up. I like this, so feel free to make your numbers however you want to make them. For me, this is kind of cool. Okay, I'll quickly whiz through and make the rest of the numbers. Okay, so I'm done up to number 19. Now it's time to add on some code. First step of code, I'm going to when flag click. So I've just positioned my sprite where I want it to be. So it's just at the top and the left of center. When flag clicked, I want to go to, and that's my X and Y coordinates. I like it there. If I added a second player, I'll add the same sprite, duplicate it, and move it to the right of center, so you can score points going across. Now here, I'm just setting it up, so when we click the start, it switches costume to 0. That means we will always start with 0, 0 on the scoreboard. And now I'm going across to my Pong ball, and I'm going to add in a message. So I'm going to create a message 1. So if you touch the Pong player 1, it's going to broadcast a message. I'm going to create a new message called points. Okay, so every time it touches the paddle or player 1, it's going to send a message. And over on the score sprite, every time I receive message, which I'm going to make to be point, it's going to go next costume. Now you see how that plays? The ball is about to hit player 1, sends a message, the score changes by 1, and so on and so forth. Now that's great, but that's not how we play a game. What we want to do is we want to make it when we hit the other wall or we get past the obstacle. So I'm going to use the same sprite which I used in game 1. I'm going to duplicate it, and instead of having it over on the left side of the screen, I'm going to move it to the right side of the screen. Let's just see if that works by changing it to a positive number. You'll see it's right over the side there, which is good. I need to make sure I change the name from Game Over 2 to Score. Okay, so that's set up there. I've got my sensor to make me score a point. Every time it touches the right wall, it's going to be touching that sprite, so I will score a point. Now to make it score a point, I'm going to go back into the Pong screen for the ball, and we use the same code that I used before. That code is, instead of hitting player 1, I'm going to duplicate that code and make it when I hit the point screen. Let's see how that works. Here we are. I'm going to right click, I'm going to duplicate. I don't need that bottom if then, but I do need that one there, and I'll just drop it in below if touching player 1. Okay, rename Game Over 2, let's call it Point Wall. You can call it whatever you want. Point wall makes sense to me. Okay, that's done. Now click back on my Pong ball. So if touching point wall, 1 point. So here we go, backing and forth, touching the right wall or point wall, getting a point, touching player 1, I'm getting a point, but I don't want to do that when touching player 1. So here's a point, and I save from dying. Here's a point, and game over. Next step, adding a computer player.